Is there a way to get a viewer counter on the screen? Why? Where's it coming from?
It's coming from me. I'm trying to switch it off.
Oh, I see.
It's on Discord, but I'm not on Discord anymore, but it's not playing.
So interesting. Why it would think that you're connected. Are you sure you don't have Twitch open? But yeah, I wonder. Is there a way? Cool. Vivek, welcome. Yeah, you can have a card. I was just checking out how to get a viewer counter onto the screen. Yeah, while I was waiting for someone to join. Because I think that would be cool if I could put the viewer counter somewhere. I don't know, maybe in this corner? Or maybe in that corner. Yeah, next to the chat. Okay, so will Ria and Vivek be together? I'm gonna say, what advice does the universe have for Vivek regarding this interest in Ria? And then I'll ask the pendulum for a yes or no answer. On behalf of the one referred to as Vivek, will Ria and the one referred to as Vivek be together? So your pendulum is answering you yes. It's giving a forward clockwise rotation, and that is telling me that you've got to make it happen though. You can't just like sit around and expect that relationship to fall into your lap. You're gonna have to communicate that that's what you want, express it, go on dates, work for it. But now we're gonna have a look at what the tarot said for advice. Excuse me, that's a vampire mosquito. 10 of Cups reversed. Okay. So what this tarot card is saying is that there's still some emotional baggage that you're carrying from past relationships. There's like dissatisfaction and frustration, some other difficult emotions that you're still carrying from the last relationship. You haven't really grieved the loss of that yet. This card is saying that before you step forward to take this relationship with Ria, before you try and develop that any further, you should allow yourself to really acknowledge the feelings that you're feeling because of your last relationship. Maybe there's betrayal there, maybe there's resentment, maybe there's shame. Whatever it is from the past relationship, feel it, acknowledge it, and express it. Allow it to be felt and expressed before you go chasing after Ria. And yeah, that's what the tarot is saying there. There's a little bit more that Ten of Cups says. It is also saying that whatever emotions you invest into this relationship with Rhea is what you will reap. So if you're so in like emotional support and acceptance and patience, and then all of those things you will reap from the relationship as well. I'm glad that it resonates with you and you find it to be applicable info from that, from the pendulum and the tarot. So I'm taking requests, guys. I see our viewer counter, which should be over there somewhere, has gone up to like 4. So you guys, if you want a tarot reading, please let me know, because queue is open and we're gonna be here for a while. Gandalf the Beach, nice to have you back. Thank you for joining me. How am I today? Okay, so today has honestly been like a really difficult day, but just pushing forward with the things that need to get done, and that's like the best way. That's the only way I know, actually. That's the only way I know how to cope with difficult feelings, and what's it feels like oppression, depression. The only way I know how to cope is to just keep putting one foot in front of the other and not allow things to fall, not allow responsibilities to fall. Gandalf the Beach says, well, I hope tomorrow and the week to come gets better for you. Me too, I also do hope so. You know, it is up to me. I have to kind of claim it. I have to make it a good week. So I have some plans. Oh, and welcome, God's Abundant Blessings on YouTube. Thank you for joining the queue. Let me know what your question is and I'll do that reading for you. But as I was saying, I've got some plans for this week, and so tomorrow I want to record some music. I want to work on my music track some more, and I'm thinking Tuesday I'm going to dedicate to visual art and drawing, and then Wednesday we're doing another stream. So to let you guys know, I've updated my schedule a bit. I've taken Monday stream away to give myself more time for content creation, writing and drawing and music. So Wednesday we'll do a 4-hour stream. We'll do all of the other things that we do here, healing, spellcasting, scrying. We'll do all of those things in a just chatting stream. And then Friday and Sunday at this time we will do a 2 to 3 hour tarot stream. Gopika Carol, do you want a reading? I see you've joined the queue. I'm waiting for a question, if you have one, or just let me know if you want a general reading. One Mississippi, 2 Mississippi. Okay, we should be in sync, maybe a little bit off, but close enough. Cool. So, Gopika Carol, I'm going to give you a few seconds to let me know if you want a question. Otherwise, I'm going to move on to Gandalf so long. But I'm going to go get my jar of water. General reading. I want to know which way to move forward. Okay, cool. So, Gopika Carol on YouTube is up first, and then Gandalf the Beach on Twitch. 2 wild cards for you. Shauna, welcome, and thank you for joining the queue. Okay, so Gopika Carol, your wild cards here are the Empress and the 5 of Discs. So this is basically telling you to nourish your plans. So you have resources at your disposal, you have knowledge, you have some kind of education, you have some kind of experience with various crafts, and you have an idea of how you could apply those things to secure your financial world. Now, the Empress card here is to tell you to nourish those plans, to give them more thought, make sure that you're aware of what's going to be required of you and what the responsibilities are, and to defend them, you know, like stand with a shield to defend those plans, like set your boundaries, communicate with other people so that they're not interfering with your plans. Say to them, hey, these are my plans and I'm putting it in action now and I'm committing to it, so this is now a priority. Everything else is going to have to be flexible with my plans going forward. And you can communicate why you have those plans, that you're trying to create security, financial security. You're trying to improve your financial position. But let's see. How can Gopika move forward? Which way is the right way for Gopika to move forward? Okay, so your past intervals 9 of Discs reversed. This is basically saying to me that in the past you've done this before. You've taken your resources and your knowledge and you've applied them towards your financial security and financial gain. And then certain things happen that sabotage it, or certain things happen that make it difficult, or there's failure or losses, and you neglected to take responsibility for your part in those mess-ups, in those mistakes, or those losses. You rather blamed it on the environment or things that other people were doing. So that card wants to just remind you that as you go forward, whenever there are mistakes or losses or backtracks, when you feel like you're going backwards, to acknowledge that there is something that you have a part to play in that. That's a card that has been speaking to me recently as well. When I feel like I'm going backwards, I have a tendency to say, oh well, there's a war going on, or oh well, there's this, but not really acknowledging my own part to play in that. So yeah, just wants to say to you, try and identify what your role is in your losses and your mistakes and the difficulties that you face in whatever business ventures you've made. Present interval is Queen of Cups, reversed. So this card is telling me that you have, in the present, you're asking me this question, or you're looking for direction because you're feeling dissatisfied in your emotional being and you want to be more satisfied there, you want to have more balance. And the card wants to get you to acknowledge that you have to fill your emotional cup first. You have to work regardless of your emotional being. You have to, if you have a job, it's not going to change how you feel inside. Like, if you're unhappy without money, you will be unhappy with money. That's basically what that is saying. You're looking at this future vision of having a lot and saying, when I'm there, I'll be happy and satiated and secure. But you have to find that where you are, or when you're there, you're still not going to have it. And then the other thing that card is saying, that you gotta work for that regardless of how you're feeling in the present. Even if you're having bad days, you have to still keep up with your priorities. Future interval is the 4 of Wands reversed. Okay, so what this card is saying to you is that you must be disciplined towards your desire. You want to know which direction to go, the direction that's authentic to you. The way that you operate your lifestyle, the way that works for you, the lifestyle that works for you, you need to apply that and find a way to make it flexible with what your desire is, so you can incorporate productive actions into your schedule without sabotaging your lifestyle. So something that a therapist once said to me is that with bipolar, I'm going to have days where I can barely do anything, and I'm going to have days where I'm okay, and that is not really compatible with your typical society. You know, if you have a typical job, then you go and you work, and then you have a really bad day, and you'll be in the workspace, and you're not really compatible with the workspace in that moment, having flare-ups of aggression, having flare-ups of whatever the emotion is that's coming with the bipolar trigger. So he said to me, my solution is within lifestyle, to make a lifestyle that can accommodate whatever it is I do to secure myself financially. So basically that's what this card is saying to you as well. It's saying that you need to be disciplined towards your desires and make yourself flexible in your lifestyle, so that you don't want to change your lifestyle so much that you can't hold your desires anymore. You need to keep your lifestyle in a way that you can manage and be flexible, so you can bring your desires in and work towards them. And that's pretty much what I'm getting from this spread. I hope there's value for you there, Kapika. Next up is Gandalf the Beach, and after that is Shauna. Gandalf the Beach wants general reading for the week ahead. What's on the playing field for Gandalf the Beach this coming week? Your first card is the Prince of Discs reversed. This is just saying to me that February and the last week of February has been pretty difficult for you, Gandalf. Yeah, feeling like your physical environment is presenting you with challenges, not really being by the means to have the kind of physical comfort that you would prefer to have. You know, having to do things a bit differently, having to really face those challenges, having to knuckle down and endure, just hoping for the best, hoping the next week is going to be better for you. I feel that, because that's how my last week has been. Definitely feel that. Present interval is number 11 of the Trump. It's called Lust in the Thoth deck. What this card is trying to depict, though, is like the strength of desire, that like motivating energy that comes with wanting something. This card is saying to you, that there is hope for your desire. It's there, you can see it like a light in the distance, although there's darkness between where you are and that darkness being a symbol of unknown, like you're not really sure how you're going to get to that outcome that you're hoping for, that you desire, but you're motivated to step anyway. You recognize that you have creativity, you have value inside, you have a certain amount of value to offer, and you know that that value and that creativity is like a light. So as you step towards your desire and towards your outcome, you're going to light up the road in front of you, and any kind of obstacles you're faced with, like we saw last week, you're going to be able to knuckle down and engage your potential in order to overcome it and endure through it. So that's just there to give you some encouragement to say, move towards your desire this coming week. Whatever is between you and that desire, you have the potential to overcome it. Just like you managed through this last week, you endured, you can endure, and with every step that you take, you are going to get closer to your outcome. Your third card is a Queen of Cups. This card is saying that the things that are on the horizon to be aware of, like this week, is your own reflection, seeing your own reflection in others. Like when people say things or do things, it seems similar to something you would say or do, so you feel like you're seeing yourself there. But the card wants you to acknowledge the waters are murky. You're not seeing a clear reflection. The reason they would say those things, or the reason they would do those things, is not the same as what would motivate you to say or do those things. So basically, that's just a heads up to say people are going to be doing and saying things that make you see your own reflection there, and it might bring up some excitement or some concern maybe. But just to be aware that it's not actually a reflection of you. Don't let it distract you. Don't let the feelings overwhelm you. You don't have to be wary of what they're saying. Just acknowledge that what other people do and say is not motivated by the same thing that would motivate you to say or do those things. It's basically there to make you aware. It wants you to take responsibility for your own triggers and your own glimmers. So when other people are saying things that remind you of pieces of yourself and it brings up a difficult emotion, take responsibility for it. Don't make it their problem. Same when they do say something that gives you a glimmer, it brings up a positive emotional experience. Realize that the reason they're doing that is not because they're reflecting you. It's within you. It's something about yourself that's bringing that up, not them. And yeah, that's what I'm getting from these cards for you. Pure Banter, welcome. Nice to have you back. And Shauna is up next. Let me know if you're still here, Shauna. I'm glad that it does give you some information that you might find applicable as you go forward this week. Cool. What's on the road ahead for Shauna that she isn't seeing? Okay, so your first card here is number 16, the Tower. It's reversed. This is basically saying to me that the universe brought some people into your life and some circumstances for you that made you realize you'd been overreaching, that certain things you believed about what you were capable of weren't actually true. and it was a bit jarring and a bit frustrating, even hopeless, quite a painful thing to acknowledge and realize. But yeah, that's basically what February has done for you. That's what it's saying. Yeah, February, you've interacted with people who have made you aware of things you've believed about your environment, about life, about what you're capable of, that wasn't founded on truth or accurate aspects of yourself. And so this card is showing up. It wants to say to you, you can either justify those insecurities, and you can say, oh no, I wasn't able to achieve because that person did X, Y, and Z, or I wasn't able to achieve because this unforeseen event happened. Or you can take responsibility for it and say, yes, okay, these are things that I've been believing about myself that haven't been accurate, and so I need to work them out and replace them with things that are true, like the fact that I am productive, or the fact that I am enduring, or you get my drift. You want to put your identity onto things that are solid truths, not on self-justifications, not on things that are flimsy, not on a belief. You want it to be a fact, because a belief at any point can be proven false. You want to base it on something you've experienced the results of. So this brings up an example for me with magic. A lot of people are walking around saying they are capable of this, that, and that, and these are things that they just believe, but then when expected to demonstrate, they can't, and that wobbles their identity. It really knocks their ego, because suddenly they realize that what they're believing isn't true. And then on the other hand, there are people who have applied magic, cast spells, seen results, and said, okay, well, I can say I have done this. It's a tool, it's a card I have under my sleeve that I can play if I need to. And that's a lot more secure, because they've already seen the results of experimenting with that technique. Present interval is the Four of Wands. So this card is saying to me that as a result of this little identity wobble that's taken place in February, the discipline and the structure that you had that was bringing your desire into reality is now, the priorities are becoming mixed matched. So that's going to affect you going forward. You're saying what's coming towards me. So dropping your responsibilities is something that's on the horizon potentially. If you can't put your priorities back into order and re-establish your self-discipline, then the things the desires you've been working towards, the responsibilities that you hold that bring those desires into reality might fall. You might drop them. So it has some advice. It says to you, take a moment to think and consider what is most important to my desire, my desired outcome, what I'm trying to build and what I'm trying to create for myself. What are the most important tasks, daily tasks that I need to be performing? Put them high on the list of your to-do list. Put other things secondary. And then the other thing it has to say to you is flexibility. So there are going to be unforeseen events, like what we had here with the Tower card in February. Unforeseen circumstances and unforeseen events that might seem to get in the way of your priorities. But as long as you're still completing one of your responsibilities, one of your higher priorities, you are still moving towards your outcome. So be flexible. When that unforeseen event comes in, deal with it, but cancel the things that are lower priority and shift the things that are high priority to be flexible with that unforeseen circumstance. Future interval is number 7 of the trumps. It's the Chariot. So the Chariot card comes up when we have decisions to make. When I take all of these things into consideration here, you were already in the Chariot state at the beginning of this year. You went into the chariot state where you had decisions to make. You had to choose a direction you were going to go to and choose an outcome. But now, because of working towards that and things that have happened since then, you've realized that you didn't have all of what you thought you had to accomplish what you chose to accomplish. And now it seems like all of those priorities are falling away. You're dropping them, not able to hold them as well as you thought you were. So this chariot card coming up again, it's saying perhaps a new direction needs to be chosen. Maybe you need to adjust your means, the means that you're using to accomplish your desire. It's not suggesting that you change your desire. It's saying that this week there might come up opportunities to choose new outcomes, to choose a different thing that you're going to be doing. But don't fall for it. Don't let it distract you, because you can adjust your means, you can adjust your method, you can be flexible, but you shouldn't adjust your goal, or otherwise everything that you've invested towards your goal gets lost. So what's coming up for you this week and this new month, this month of March, is opportunities and potential that might distract you and might get in the way of what you have been trying to manifest. But it's also suggesting that you choose a different means. So whatever you were trying in January, whatever you were doing to accomplish your goals in January and February, maybe try something different this month and see what kind of results it produces. And that is, that's what I'm getting from your spread here. Welcome, Jasmine. You'd like to know if your father will get a promotion in his work? Cool, I've got you. We did have someone else in the queue, Yamini Balani, but Yamini is not here anymore. So we'll be moving on to... We'll do your reading, Jasmine. You'll be up next. And Shauna, you are welcome. Thank you. I want to know if your father will get a promotion in his work. Okay, let's see what we can do about that. How can Jasmine's father increase his financial position? On behalf of Jasmine Bodiani, will her father be promoted in the next 6 months? Okay, the pendulum is answering yes, but it's also giving me an anti-clockwise rotation. So that anti-clockwise rotation is saying to me that it's not all that it seems. This promotion is coming, and it's going to be within the next 6 months, but it's not going to be everything that he hoped for, and it's not going to be everything that you are hoping for. The tarot has some advice with the Queen of Swords reversed. So what this card is saying is that there's an attachment to the outcome of these goals. You guys have an attachment to the way you want it to be. I don't know if it's talking directly to your dad or if it's talking directly to you, but it's saying that you have a goal. The promotion is the goal, and you are working for. He is working for it, but there's an attachment to the outcome, like expecting it to happen in a very specific way. And that expectation, having that expectation for that outcome, will result in disappointment. So the advice that the tarot is giving here is to let go of that attachment to the outcome, to let go of any expectation of this promotion. The pendulum is saying yes, it's going to come in 6 months. Maybe that's longer than you were hoping for. Maybe you were hoping in the next month, in March, and maybe it happens in March. We don't know, but 6 months is the time frame, and yeah, it's not going to happen the way you're expecting or the way you're hoping for, and it's not going to have the impact on your lifestyle and your reality that you're hoping for. So let go of that expectation, let go of that attachment to the outcome. And my queue is empty, so anyone who would like a reading is welcome to request one. Type your hashtag tarot, let me know if you want a general or if you'd like to ask a specific question. And you guys can also help me grow by sharing and liking and subscribing. Hey Shivi, welcome back, nice to have you back. Of course you can ask a question, please go ahead, don't hesitate. God's abundant blessings is asking a second question. So as the description says, one free reading per person per stream. If you guys want to get back into the queue, please help me meet my goals, send a tip. So Jasmine, you want a second reading, please send a tip to get into the queue for a second time. God's abundant blessings, you want a second reading, please send a tip to get into the queue for a second time. One free reading per viewer. You can have as many readings as you like if you're happy to tip, otherwise it's just one. So Shivi is up next for a free reading. Do you see my person coming back to me? What advice does the tarot have for Shivi regarding this relationship? Hey Rookie on Twitch, welcome. And yes, my queue is still open. Thank you for joining me again today. It's nice to see you again. It's been a while. But yeah, please go ahead and ask a question to join the queue. You can do that I join thing, that exclaim join, but there isn't a Twitch queue. The queue is up here and on my screen. On behalf of Shivi, will her lover return? Pendulum is answering you yes. There doesn't seem to be any other kind of movement. It's just a clear yes. Whew. So the advice that the tarot has for you regarding this relationship is number 13, and it's reversed. It is death. So this card is saying to me that the reason you have had this strain in your relationship and the reason there's been this separation is because someone died, someone got injured. Someone either got really badly injured or had a near-death experience, or someone passed away. So I don't know if that's talking about you, someone in your life, or if it's someone in his life, but yeah, that's what put all the strain on there. all of the emotional currents that come after experiencing the loss, it's a lot, and it puts a lot of strain on a relationship. And yeah, we all grieve in different ways, we all cope in different ways, so it seems to me like you weren't able to hold what he was experiencing. What this card is saying, Shivi, you weren't able to hold his emotional experience, you weren't able to have compassion or understanding for his grieving process, and he needed to separate himself from you in order to go through that grieving process. And once it is through, he will realize how much he actually lost. Thank you for the follow. Was that Ruki who gave me that follow? So Ruki says, I just want to know how things are going to go for me now. From now, I had a breakup and it was hard to recover from this. I don't talk to the guy anymore, but his friends keep checking in if I'm seeing someone and I don't know what to do. Hey Victoria, of course you can be on the reading list. Please just type #tarot along with your question. Let me know if you want a general reading and you'll be in the queue. And then I Love Robots, welcome back. Nice to see you again. Thank you for the subscription, Victoria. Thank you for subscribing. Of course. Up next is Ruki, and after Ruki will be you, Victoria. And you're welcome, Shivi. I hope that it gives you some hope. What advice does the tarot and the spirits of the universe have for Ruki regarding this recent breakup? Welcome, Pang Foon. It's good to have a new face and a new name. My voice is so calm. Thank you. Thank you for that recognition. I feel like it is one of my advantages in the streaming community. Past interval for Ruki is number 8. So this card is called Adjustment. And basically this card is saying that you came to the conclusion that you needed to make some changes in yourself. Changes to your habits and changes to your lifestyle. You realized that there was a specific kind of character that lives your dream life, and that your current lifestyle and your current habits and the current character that you embodied wasn't compatible with that lifestyle. So you realized some things had to shift so you could move from point A to B, so you could move from where you are into the life that you desire to live. And so those shifts and those changes that you went through, it was more than what your boyfriend signed up for. It was more than what he signed up for. So he couldn't hold it. That is basically why this breakup had to take place. You're moving into a place of more authenticity, becoming more authentic to who you need to be in your life. And he was into the person that you were, not the person that lives your dreams. And as you're moving into the person that lives your dreams, he couldn't hold that for you anymore. And I guess that card is there to give you some encouragement and say to you that it was for a reason. You had that relationship in order to grow and evolve, in order to come to this conclusion. It was part of your journey, and there are greater things, more authentic things on the horizon for you. In the present we have a 10 of Cups. So this is talking about the fullness of the emotions that you're experiencing right now. It's talking about all of your emotions reaching their full state of being, like the pain of the loss, the rejection, all of those difficult feelings that come with a breakup are all reaching their fullness. And so this card wants to just give you some advice and say allow them to express themselves. allow them to be felt. Because if you suppress them or push them away or try not to acknowledge them, then they will start to have a horrible, nasty side effect on your daily life. So allow them to be felt. That grieving process is good. Allow those difficult feelings to express themselves. Cry, draw, do some art, sing. Even if you don't really think your voice sounds amazing, just sing. One of the best ways to disperse emotional energy is to use them to create something. So even if it's a letter that you're writing, or if it's a drawing you're doing, or if it's a bit of singing, or whatever it is, if you do something creative with it, sewing clothes, that's brilliant. Doing something creative with those emotions will help disperse them and help them be expressed. Future interval card is the Fool. So this is saying that what's opening up for you is a new karmic journey. You're not going to be repeating the karmic cycle that you have been repeating. So in this relationship and in past relationships, you embodied a certain kind of character and that attracted a certain kind of man. And it wasn't necessarily satisfying, that kind of energy that you kept attracting. You felt like you were repeating a cycle. With every boyfriend, it's like you were seeing the same man with different faces. And now, because of these adjustments you made and moving into the person that you need to become in order to have your dreams realized, that is you breaking the karmic cycle. And so from now on, you're going to be in a new karmic cycle. The kinds of people that you attract from here on out are going to be more authentic to who you've become. That card says that this ending and this new beginning is scary for you, but it wants to encourage you to look straight ahead and keep moving into this new cycle, regardless of that fear that seems to be biting into you. Just keep moving forward, because there is a lot of abundance to be found in this new journey. So go into that new journey, start that new period. And you're welcome, and thank you. So up next is Victoria for a general reading between her and her sister. What new perspective would the spirits of the universe like to grant Victoria regarding her relationship with her sister M? So your first card here is number 12 of the trumps. It's the Hanged Man, and it is reversed. This card is talking about having to endure some suffering in this relationship. Quite recently, it has felt like there's a lot of difficulty and a lot of strain on the relationship. It almost feels like spending time with her is like something you have to endure. Not something you cherish or relish. It's something that you like, oh, we have to do this again. Oh, we have to see her and listen to her talk cuck. Oh, can't it just be another day? That kind of vibe. And this state of being it's become reality because there were certain things that came up in the relationship, certain things she did, certain things you did, certain changes that happened, things that should have been communicated about and dealt with that weren't dealt with. So yeah, it's like you both continue to grow in different directions, but then when you bring the relationship together, you're trying to be who you used to be, and that's what creates that state of like enduring, having to endure. Feeling like you're enduring her company. That has just come out of pushing things under the rug and not communicating about things that should have been communicated about or expressed, or not setting boundaries when they were crossed, etc. So this is something that's coming to a close, which is implying that it has all spilled up, and that's probably what has brought you to ask me this question today, is because it is all spilled out and there's been a little bit of a row. But that's good. That row is good. It means all that shit that was hiding under the surface is finally coming out now. Present card is the Queen of Swords. Ooh. Queen energy is like, I want something, so I'm gonna reach out and get it. I'm gonna make it happen. And then Swords is all about goals and purpose and the realms of the mind, education, and that kind of thing. So this card is basically talking to me about a desire to learn more in the present. A desire to improve your education, to improve how much knowledge you have and how much experience you have. Setting goals regarding your education to expand on how much intellectual resource you have. And this is something that seems to be applying to both of you guys. Not just you, not just her. This is something that's going on for both of you. You both are in a place where you want to improve. You want to set goals to improve your intellectual resources. And the reason you want to set these goals is because you have a desire and you want to reach for that desire. And this seems to be the way forward. Improving your intellectual abilities, your intellectual knowledge, your intellectual resources seems to be the best way to move towards this new purpose that you've set. And this is something that's going on for both of you. You might have different goals, different purposes that you've set, but this general sphere, this general energy of wanting to improve your education or learn more, evolve your intellectual standpoint, that's something that's going on for both of you. So this card is saying that's something that could bring you guys closer together. That's something that's like common ground that you guys could work with. Something to consider. Future interval is number 5 of wands, the 5 of wands. You've got to choose your goals for yourself, Victoria. This card, wands, is about desire. So your goals you set because of desires. You choose a goal because of something that you want. And when you are working towards what you want, that is purpose. So what is it that you want? How are you going to accomplish it? That is purpose. That is your goal. And this card in your future is saying you're going to be applying everything that you have at your disposal currently. So all of your technology, all of your resources, all of your motivation, you're going to apply all of it towards accomplishing your desire. Both of you together. And this card just wants to warn you thank you for the follow. This card wants to warn you not to reach too far. Not to try and reach too far. Yeah. Take the resources you have, but be mindful that they still have limitations. If you reach too far, it'll be like taking one step forward and then going two steps back. Trying to apply your knowledge and your experiences and your technology and your finances to beyond what they can carry you will result in backtracking. So just be mindful of that. Take small steps and you will get to where you're going, even if it's just one small step at a time. Sounds like an arms race. I guess I use the words technology and resources, and that kind of could sound like an arms race, but maybe you're thinking it sounds like an arms race because war is on your mind. Thank you for asking your question and joining the queue. Mirage, will your uncle and aunt separate? We'll find out. Let me just check and see who else is in the queue. After Victoria was I Love Robots. So I Love Robots, are you still here? Awesome. So I Love Robots is up next, and then after I Love Robots, you will be in the queue. Mirage, you'll be after I Love Robots. Thank you for recognition, Victoria. Shivi says your voice is calm and your body language is quite calm and sturdy. You sound very patient. I do my best. I do my best. I'm not feeling impatient at the moment. I Love Robots says, I was strung along 2 years in a relationship, in quotes. I did not know that he had a steady girlfriend. It was very difficult to recover from this. I want to know what was the message behind it, or what was happening. Okay. So what does I Love Robots need to learn from this difficult, disappointing experience? Did you spill something lacquer on your feet, dude? That you're licking them like that? Hey, pug? So, your first card here, I Love Robots, is the Moon. It is reversed. So, this card is talking about the illusion that was cast there. And basically, this card is saying that there were a lot of indicators. There were a lot of red flags. But you preferred to believe in the illusion. Yeah, to acknowledge that there might be something more going on behind the scenes, or that he's been lying, or that yeah, you're a mistress to him. It was too painful, or it just didn't seem. You're like, no, that can't happen to me. That can't be the case. There must be some other explanation for that strange behavior, or that self-justification, or whatever. Basically, this card is saying you wanted the relationship so bad that you made it happen, regardless of what else could be happening in the background, regardless of the red flags, regardless of the indicators that he was already in a relationship. So yeah, that's the first thing to learn from it, is when you go forward, remember those things, remember those indicators, so you don't get duped again, don't have the wool pulled over your eyes a second time. 8 of Cups in the present. So this card is saying to me that he was feeling like there was no balance in his steady relationship. Like certain cups were not being filled. He was giving more emotional support than receiving. Giving out more of his cup than his cup was being filled within the relationship. Yeah, feeling like certain aspects of himself were being left run dry, even though his partner was expecting her cups to be filled. So that's kind of what led him to look outside of the relationship for fulfillment and for interaction. The card is reversed, so it is saying that was an unhealthy choice. What he should have done was either leave that relationship or start setting stronger boundaries, but he didn't. He chose to take a very self-serving road out of that situation. More than that, this card is saying that you are going through a shift in your emotional being. This relationship, having these illusions shattered, it's creating a shift in your emotional being. the old person that you used to be, the way you used to interact with your emotions, whether those are positive glimmers or negative triggers, the way that you interacted with them, you've realized that they have not been entirely honest with you. You have been led, basically, by those emotional impulses. Rather than leading your life, you allowed those emotions to lead your life. And now, because of the shattering of this illusion, that's changing. And that's a good thing. It's painful to go through it, but it's a good thing. It brings you more into authentic being. It allows you to have more authority over your reality and your life going forward. You getting to decide what your course of action is going to be and who you let into your life, rather than your emotions dictating that to you. Future interval is number 21. Card is also reversed. So this card is saying that you're going to make an effort to cause your external reality to correspond with your internal reality. So you're going to say, okay, what do I actually want for myself and my life now that that's out of the picture? What am I creating? And you're going to try and take actions to cause your physical environment to correspond with that vision in your mind. The card being reversed is saying that certain shadow aspects of yourself, certain things about yourself that you haven't been acknowledging, are going to come up. Certain things that will distract you. So here's an example. I want to write an article because I feel like that is going to help me cause my reality to correspond with my inner worlds. And then I open my laptop and I get distracted by social media, and I spend 4 hours on social media not actually writing that article that I set out to write. So that's the kind of like that shadow aspect that comes up to sabotage my efforts, and it'll come up in various different ways. So you'll say, okay, I'm going to go and clean the kitchen, and then you walk into the kitchen and you decide actually you're hungry, so you spend time dirtying the kitchen and making food, and then you eat and you don't end up cleaning the kitchen. So these are examples I'm using that have happened in my life or that I've observed in other people. Basically, that's just a warning for you, saying yes, it's a good idea to focus on yourself and creating your reality. Making as above so below, as within so without. But just warning you that there are certain shadow aspects of yourself that you haven't seen clearly yet that are going to come up, and they will seem to get in the way, and they can possibly get in the way. But once you see them, once you're aware of them, you can dance with them. So in the example with the writing article, I can remove all social media notifications from the laptop and dedicate that laptop specifically to writing articles. Then when I go on there, I won't be distracted by social media because I know that's a weakness. So I've removed all of those distracting variables. Setting certain times of the day that I'm going to eat, so that when I choose to go and clean up, even if I say, feel like suddenly, I'm hungry, I'm actually going to eat, instead I'll say, no, I already ate like half an hour ago, now it's time to clean. I can look again at that time because that's a time that I've allotted for a snack break. Basically, making yourself flexible with your own shadow so you can work around it, so you can kind of like dance with it and keep yourself out of its reach. And yeah, that's what I'm getting from the spread for you. So thank you for joining me, and yeah, thank you for viewing the stream, and thank you for sharing it and commending my voice, recognizing and complimenting my voice. And yeah, it's a lot of thanks, and I hope you got some value out of this. My thoughts are with you as you go forward creating your own reality. Welcome KM, welcome Arjun, and welcome Palab. So we've got 7 viewers in the stream right now. Thank you guys for viewing the stream and supporting me. You can, if you like what I'm doing here and you want to do more for me, you can share this out. You can give it a like. If you're on Facebook, you can follow. If you're on Twitch, you can follow. If you're on YouTube, you can subscribe. All of these things will help me grow and help let YouTube know that there is value here for people to receive. So thank you again. Checking my queue to see who else is up. Welcome Kimmy. So I believe Mirage is next. Yeah, Mirage was up after I Love Robots. So Arjun is asking anything from me. So Arjun, type #tarot and I'll give you a general reading. KM Batul, my name is etc. Am I pregnant or not? So you're in the queue. Thank you for your question. I've got you, KM. And Palab, which business should I start and how will be my future wife? So Palab, thank you for joining that queue. You are in the queue. Kimmy would like to know, how can I turn my toxic relationship healthy again? Okay. Thank you, Kimmy. You are in the queue, so I hope you guys will just have some patience. We do have a queue now, and there are quite a few requests in the queue. Mirage is up next. After Mirage, we have Arjun, but we'll see if Arjun's still here. And then Palab. And then... Actually, before Palab, we've got KM. And then we have Kimmy. Okay, cool. So Mirage is up next. What advice do the spirits of the universe have for Mirage regarding the relationship between his uncle and aunt? On behalf of the one called Mirage, will his uncle and aunt be separating? Pendulum is answering you no, Mirage. They are not going to be separating. And the tarot, the advice that the tarot has here, this is applying to all of you in the situation. So this is applying to you, and it's applying to your uncle, and it's applying to your aunt. This is number 2 of the cups, and it's reversed. So this card says that the potential you guys are looking for regarding your emotional fulfillment has to come from inside yourself. So your uncle and aunt, they are looking to have the other one fill them emotionally. And that is not going to happen. That's not healthy. It doesn't work. So they need to fill their own emotional cup. They need to give themselves attention. They need to give themselves some space and privacy and time, self-care, self-love. That's what needs to happen for both of them. And it's also something you need to do. What this card is saying to you, Mirage, is you need to mind your own business, and focus on yourself. Focus on your life. Focus on what you're creating for yourself and your own emotional security. And not concern yourself with what their differences are or what their struggle is. Just like, it's none. Just when you hear it, just be like, it's none of my business. They will sort their shit out. I must just focus on me and what I'm doing. And that's the advice that the tarot has for you. And the pendulum says no, they are not going to separate. They just need to figure this card out. They need to figure out how to give themselves the attention that they deserve and not seek it from the other one. Welcome, Mirage. So Arjun, are you still here? KM Batul, are you still here? Palab Chaudhary, are you still here? KM Batul is here. Okay, so KM Batul wants to know if she is pregnant. Thank you, Palab. So we're skipping Arjun because Arjun was impatient and left. Maybe we'll see him come back later. What advice does the spirits of the universe have for KM Batul? On behalf of the same, is she pregnant? Pendulum is saying yes, you are pregnant. And there's a clockwise rotation, so it's saying a little bit more. It's saying that this is going to be a blessing for you. It's going to be a lot more than you expect, in a good way. This is going to bring changes to your life that, yeah, you're going to realize are a blessing beyond what you could have hoped for. And the advice that the tarot has for you is change. The tarot is saying to you, change. There is a certain kind of person that lives your dream life. There is a certain kind of person that is a good parent to your unborn child. And currently, you are not that person. Thank you for the follow. Currently, you are not that person. So this card is saying, make the change. Become the person that lives your dream life. Become the person that is a good parent to your child. Let go of the habits and the lifestyle that are not compatible with that future version of yourself, so that you can move from where you are into where you need to be. So Palab was up next. Palab wanted to know what is the best business to start. You're welcome, KM. What advice does the universe and the spirits thereof have for Palab regarding their finances and their business ventures? So the first thing the tarot is saying, you've already made your decision about what you want. You've already seen, okay, you want to earn so much, you want to be making so much profit, you want your lifestyle to look a certain way, and you've already chosen the kind of business you're going to run in order to make that happen. So the advice that this card has for you is to stick with that. Stay true to that outcome. Don't change it now. Don't choose another business venture. Stay true to the one you've already chosen.
The screen is frozen.
My screen is frozen.
It still shows you with the pendulum.
Is this thing not plugged in or something? It's working just fine. Excuse me guys, I've got some technical difficulties happening here. It seems to me that it's been disconnected.
Well, it says green on the screen, which is strange, because usually when that happens, it will be like a red one, right?
Okay, it's back. Okay, we're back. here's your card. You heard me when I said that this card is saying to you, stick to the business venture you've already started, don't change it. Your next card is number 2 of discs. This is saying that there is a lot of potential. So all of the things that you desire, the lifestyle you want to live, all of the abundance you're looking to create for yourself, there is all of the potential for that right there in the present with what you're currently doing. This card says to you, if you want that abundance and you want that security, you need to commit to what you are currently doing. You need to commit to it, because it's like a seed. This business that you've started recently, it's like a seed. You planted it, now you need to water it, and you need to nourish it, and you need to protect it from the weather until it's a fully grown tree that you can harvest from. Future card is number 5 of discs. So this card is saying don't invest more than you have. It's basically saying you have limits. You have limits on how much funding you have. You have limits on how much technology you have. You have limits on how much experience you have. So don't invest more than you can afford. Just take small steps. Do it a little bit at a time. You will get to your outcome a little bit at a time. One small step at a time. Baby steps. Don't try and jump too far. Don't try and invest more than you have. And that is your reading. No, Palab, you do what you are doing. That's what the card said to you. You don't change what you're doing. Keep doing what you are doing. So next up is Arpita. Arpita on Facebook. Palab, I give 1 free reading per person. So if you want another reading, send a tip and I'll give you another reading. Arpita, are you still here? And Nilanjana, welcome. You can type hashtag tarot with your question to join the queue. We're waiting to hear if Arpita is here. Kimi Mini, are you here? Calling Kimi Mini. Calling Arpita. Okay, it looks like they have left. Nilanjana, I guess you'll be next. Wonder what happened there with the network earlier and the freezing. So weird. What's coming up for Nilanjana Sarkar regarding her love life? So your first card is number 16, the Tower. This card is talking about insecurities, but it was a healthy card. You made some changes to yourself. You acknowledged the things that you believed that were not true. You were like, yes, that's something I've been believing about myself and what I'm capable of that's not true. And you decided to change that in yourself. You said, okay, I'm not going to be insecure about that. If that is an insecure belief, I'm going to let go of it and I'm going to choose something that's more solid and more found. A stronger foundation of things to believe about myself. So that's really good. If you don't do that regularly, then the universe will do it for you, and when the universe does it, it's painful. So well done. Present interval is the 9 of discs. So in the present, you are reflecting on your past relationships and you're saying, okay, what did I do right in my past relationships? What did I do wrong in my past relationships? And you're looking at those things so that when you have a new relationship, you can do better. You can avoid making the same mistakes from the past, and you can reapply your methods for success. Future card is 5 of Wands. So this is not talking about any relationship coming up. And this card is saying what's coming up for you is you working on yourself, working for yourself alone. It's saying you have things you want in life. You want to create something for your own life, and so what's opening up for you is the opportunity to do that, to take your knowledge and your experiences and your resources, your finances and your technology, and then to work towards your desires and make them real for yourself. It's saying this is a time where you should be focusing on creating your life for yourself, not looking for new love. And that's what I'm getting from these cards. Welcome back, Mary. Of course you can have a reading. Please just let me know what your question is. Type a #tarot and give me your question. Yeah. Or I can also give a general reading if you prefer. Just let me know. You're welcome from South Africa. So Mary, I'm just waiting for you to confirm if you want a general reading or a specific question. Queue is empty at the moment. Mary wants to know, will I get a job as a banker soon or any other job? How can Mary get a job that is authentic to her? Siren of Shadows, that's a cool name. Welcome. Ahoy. To join the queue for tarot reading, you type #tarot and you just let me know if you want a general reading or if you have a specific question. You know, typing !join will also work. So Mary, your first card here is number 17. It's called the Star. This card is commending you. It's kind of saying you've done really well considering your responsibilities and your priorities. You have a good sense of priorities. You keep them in the right order. And yeah, you've been doing really well with keeping up with your responsibilities despite having financial difficulties. And you make all the shifts and the changes and you adapt as you need to adapt in order to make sure that your responsibilities are fulfilled and your priorities keep getting met. Present interval is number 10, reversed, Fortune. So this one is saying that the misfortune you're experiencing in the present is due to things that you invested. You sowed misfortune into the universe, and so you reap misfortune in return. Basically, whatever caused you to lose your last job, it was a result of your own mistakes. It was things that you did. You were responsible. Whatever it was that caused you to lose your job, you were responsible for it. So the misfortune you're experiencing in the present, it is because of whatever that was. Whatever you put out, it's now come back. But the card wants to say to you, you can invest now again. Whatever investments you made that time that created this misfortune, it's come to a close now. You've received your karma for it. So you can sow new seeds, new positive seeds. You can make new positive investments into new efforts, new business venture, and new job opportunities. And you will see those things come into fruition, and you'll get the karma of that positivity. Whatever you're doing now in the present, whatever productive projects or applications you're making right now, that's what you're going to reap. So, yeah, don't get too caught up in the misfortune. Focus instead on creating new fortune. Future interval is number 7 of the trumps. So this card is saying that as you go forward, decide if being a banker is really what you want. Decide what other job you really want. Because saying, am I going to get any job is not how it works, you know. If you can see endless possibilities in front of you, none of them is going to manifest. You have to choose one and work towards it. Choose a means to get from here to there, to that outcome. If you're seeing all of these possible jobs and all these possible things you could be doing, and as long as you're contemplating all those possibilities, none of them is going to manifest into your present. So that card is saying to you, now that you're moving out of this period of misfortune, choose what job you want. If you don't want a job and you want to work for yourself, choose that. Whatever it is, choose it and commit to it and move in that direction and stay on that path. Stay committed to that direction. Don't switch and change. Once you choose, stay true to that outcome. Okay, Siren of Shadows, you're up next. Let me know if you want a general reading or if you would like if you have a personalized question you want to ask the tarot. Yes, please, go ahead and ask your question. You're welcome, Mary. And thank you, Siren of Shadows. Let's see what I can do. A reading on karmic balance. Okay. Does Siren of Shadows live within the fortune of her karma or within the misfortune? So, your first card here is the Three of Cups, and it's reversed. So this card is just telling me that you've been feeling a little bit hopeless recently. Your emotional state of being has not been all that full, and if it has been full, it's been full of disappointment and hopelessness. And this hopelessness arose because you became aware of something. You wanted a certain state of being for yourself. You wanted to have a certain amount of energy flowing through you, a certain amount of energy is the wrong word, emotional energy, emotional current. You wanted a certain emotional current, certain state of balance in your emotional reality and your emotional being. And then there was this moment of realization of what would actually be required of you in order to see those things realized for you. So that came with a sense of hopelessness and overwhelm, kind of feeling like what you're hoping for and what you desire is too big for you. But that card wants to say to you, anything you can visualize and anything you can desire, you can make real. So don't be fooled by that hopelessness. Don't be fooled by that inner voice that says to you, no, you can't have this, it's too big, it's more than what you're worthy of. That's a load of cuck. You are worthy. Whatever you desire, you can manifest. Present interval is the Prince of Swords. So this card is saying to me that you are dealing with some karma, some negative karma. You have been working on goals for a while. You have these goals set and you've been working towards them, and then certain things come up that you realize are challenges to relationships, challenges to these goals and this purpose that you're working towards. Interference, but neglecting to face it, pushing it to the back burner, putting it on the shelf. Instead of facing it and dealing with it as it came up, you were putting it on the shelf, saying, no, we'll worry about that later. So in the present, all of those things are now, they can't be neglected any longer. They can't be put off any longer. You have to face them all right now, or let go of your dream. And it's difficult. It's not easy. It's actually quite painful. It's like suffering. You feel like you have to suffer in order to move towards your goals at this point. But this card is saying you do have the potential within you. The reason that you put those things on the shelf in the first place was because you didn't feel ready to face them. Those challenges that were coming up, you didn't feel ready to face them, like you had the potential to overcome them. So that is the reason that you pushed them to the back burner. In the present, however, you have learned enough and grown enough since that time where you became aware of them, that you have the potential now to overcome. And though in the present there is more suffering than if you had faced them when they came up, if you knuckle down and you engage your potential and you push forward, you will make your breakthroughs. Future interval is a Knight of Swords. He's reversed. So the Knight cards are rebirth cards, and Swords is all about goals and purpose and the mental reality. So that's education and intellect. When these rebirth cards are reversed in the Knight cards, and then I usually understand that it means the universe is going to force it. It's not something you're going to choose of your own accord. The universe is going to bring circumstance, or it's going to bring new people into your life that's going to cause this rebirth. It's not going to be not something that you're going to consciously choose of your own accord. So it's regarding whatever it is that you are currently learning, that you're currently researching. You have certain goals set about your mental development, your intuitive development, and your critical thinking. So this card is saying that what's opening up is the universe is going to bring new relationships or new circumstance that you're going to have. That's going to cause a rebirth in that. What you have been learning and the goals you have set, the goal isn't going to change, but the means towards it is going to change. It's going to be reborn. The way that you move from point A to B is going to be, the old way is going to die, and a new way is going to be born. And that's what's opening up. So I'm seeing this rebirth happening within March still. Something that's going to happen for you in March. Yeah, and that's what I'm getting from these cards. So thank you very much for joining me. Please give me a follow, and I hope I'll be seeing you again. I also hope that you got some value out of the spread here. And thank you. Bingo, there's that follow. Much appreciation. I'm glad. And the queue is empty again, so we've only got, it seems that we've only got 2 viewers, but sometimes that counter lies. So let's see. Let's see what this counter is saying for reals. Oh, the counter is saying 2 for reals. Earlier on we had like 7 viewers, and then the video froze. But welcome, Emily Bells. You can most certainly get a reading. General reading for Emily Bells. What general guidance does the universe and the spirits thereof have for Emily Bells? Okay. Your first card is the Hanged Man reversed. So this is just saying that 2022 has basically forced you into a position where you had no choice except to engage your creative potential and your creativity in order to make a breakthrough. Yeah, reality has just changed and shifted so much that whatever you were using, whatever you were doing seemed to stagnate, and you had to really look inside and reach inside and engage your potential. Find creative solutions in order to break yourself out of that stagnation. But it's coming to a close now, so you made that breakthrough, it would seem. perhaps this week even, just this week or this weekend. It's very recent that you made this breakthrough. And as a result of that breakthrough, we have an 8 of Swords. And this is in your present. 8 is all about shifts and changes and adjustments, adapting. So what this card is saying to me is that you're adapting your methods for critical analysis and critical thinking, adapting your methods for research, adapting your methods of study, making some changes here, because you identified that the kind of person who has what you hope to have, what you desire to have, the kind of person who meets your goals, your academic goals and your intellectual goals, is not necessarily who you were. There were certain habits that you had that were not compatible with those goals, with those desires. So you were making some shifts, letting go of those habits, that lifestyle, trying to move from who you were into who you need to be in order to meet those goals, those intellectual and academic goals. And it's working for you. It's something that you came to of your own conclusion. It wasn't something that was forced on you. You weren't forced to adapt. You realized that this adaptation was something that would be in your best interest and would bring you closer into alignment with yourself authentically. Your future interval card here is the 3 of Swords. So this card is saying, as you go forward, there is going to be a little bit of hopelessness, a little bit of suppression. You're going to feel a little bit of suppression, kind of like these academic goals that you're shifting for and what's required of you. This shift, moving from letting go of certain habits and lifestyle, is too much for you. But that's not the case. The card just wants to give you a little bit of advice, saying whatever you can visualize, whatever you hope for, is in the cards for you. You can make it happen. So don't listen to that voice that tells you that it's hopeless, that you're not big enough or strong enough to make it real for yourself, to become that academic student or that critical thinker that you want to be. You can make it happen. You can meet your goals. You can make the changes that are necessary to get there. And that's what I'm getting for you from this spread. Emily Bells, thank you for joining me today. I hope you will give me a follow, and I hope that I'll see you again. I do like to see new faces in the stream. And then welcome Presh Pandey, welcome back Arpita. Where did you go earlier? I had to skip you in the queue. I can most certainly read for you Arpita, and I can most certainly read for you Presh Pandey. And welcome Dying Light, and welcome Hey. Hey has joined the queue, so we've got Arpita, we've got Presh, then we've got Arpita, and then we've got Hey. Dying Light, if you want that reading, just let me know. Your network stopped. It's so weird, Arpita, because my network did the exact same thing. Well, the network was fine, but the video froze. So there was still audio, but there was no video. You're welcome, Emily, and thank you. Ah, my eye is doing a weird thing where it's like twitching. Just relax. Just relax. Cool, but we're starting with Presh Pandey. So Presh, if you're here, please let me know. Please let me know what your question is so I can do that reading for you. Left eye twitching. What does that mean to me? Left eye twitching implies that there is an illusion, that I'm receiving illusion. Someone is presenting something that is not factual, that is elusive. Yes, you're here. Please let me know what it is I'm reading for you. If that is a general reading or if that is... Okay, life path, please. You're confused. Cool. Hey, you are not so far in the queue. We have Presh, and then we have Arpita, and then we have Hey. Here. What advice does the universe have for Presh regarding his or her life and the path that they have been walking? Prince of Wands is your first card. This guy, he has a lot of passion. So this is saying that you have a lot of passion in you. So much so that you refuse to stagnate. You refuse to sit in one place and not know where to go for too long. When that happens, you will deliberately start exposing yourself to challenges so that you have to engage your potential to make a breakthrough and overcome and move forward. And that's pretty cool energy. So this is something that you have been doing. This last week and this last month, you've been doing that exactly. You've been giving yourself challenges, giving yourself challenges to overcome. Deliberately putting yourself in difficult positions that you have to find creative solutions to. This is to try and drive yourself forward so you don't stagnate, so that you can keep moving forward. In the present, we have a Knight of Discs. So basically this is saying that your physical space is going through a rebirth. Now that is either you either lost your job or you moved. And it wasn't something you chose, so you didn't quit, and you didn't choose to move. It's something that happened. The universe chose it for you. The environment decided it for you. So not to worry. This card wants to say to you that this change, this rebirth that's happening, brings you closer to what's authentic for you and what's meant for you. So you might have felt like what you had been doing was right for you. The universe is saying no, it wasn't, and there's something better for you. So the universe gives and the universe takes away. So the universe has given and the universe is now taken away because the universe wants to give you something else. You lost your job in 2013. Well, that's quite a long time ago. So I would imagine this is talking more about your home space where you've been living. You've had to move from one room to another, or you've had to move from a house to another house, or whatever, you've had to move. Or you are in the process of moving. But that's not a bad thing. It's a good thing. This rebirth, it looks like a painful ending, stressful, like you don't know what's ahead, but what's ahead is gonna bring you closer to what's meant for you. Future interval is the 8 of Cups. So this is saying that there are certain relationships you have. That doesn't mean romance. It's just saying you have relationships, friendships, and there's an imbalance between how much emotional support you are giving and how much you are receiving. So you need to set some boundaries, and this is what's opening up for you. This is what you should be doing in the next week, in the next month, is establishing balance in how much emotional support you give and how much you receive. You don't want your cups to be running dry. There needs to be a balance, and yeah, you're gonna have to set some boundaries for those people who want to take of your energy and never give back. You're gonna have to set some boundaries with them, and with yourself. You can't just keep giving to everybody who wants your attention. You're gonna have to at some point say, no, that's enough. I need to focus on myself. And yeah, basically what that is saying is that you need to get some balance in your emotions, in how much you give and how much you receive. And to do that, you're going to have to set some boundaries with others and boundaries with yourself. And that is what I'm getting from the cards for you here. So Arpita is up next. And Arpita wants a general reading, and I notice now. Welcome to Marshall Johnson. Welcome back. You know how it works. You just type #tarot with your question, and that'll get you into the queue for a reading. What general guidance do the spirits of the universe have for Arpita? Ah, the Hanged Man reversed. This guy's been showing up a lot. So this card is saying that your 2022 has been a real struggle for you so far. It feels like the universe is trying to force you into a corner where you have no choice except to fight back and face your challenges and really reach into yourself and find some kind of creative solution in order to move forward. It's a difficult card, but this card is saying, the universe is saying that the only reason this is happening is because you have the potential. You have the potential inside of you, and the universe is trying to get you to engage it, to actually do something, to make a move. The universe is trying to force you to make a move. Because you've been sitting there hoarding all of your potential, hoarding all of your energy, and the universe is like trying to poke you and make you use that energy, make you use that creativity, and do something with it. Hey Songbird, welcome back. In order to join the queue, you can type #tarot with your question, and that'll put you in the queue. So Arpita, in your present we have the Fool reversed. So this is saying you have resistance. You don't want to let go of your old cycles. You don't want to adapt to the new living, the new way that life is. Life looks very different to the way it was in 2020. Things have changed a lot since then. And 2022, the universe is trying to force you to make a change and get up and smell the coffee, and adapt. The universe wants you to step up to the table in 2022, and you are resisting that change. With this Fool card, you have that opportunity to leap into this new karmic cycle. There's a lot of fear and anxiety around it, yes, but you need to look forward and jump into this new cycle and change and step into this new reality despite the fear. Hanging on to the old lifestyles and the old way of things, you're never going to move forward. You're not going to make a breakthrough. You're going to stay stagnant if you don't. If you don't reach for that creativity inside and make the changes that are necessary and take that leap of faith, you won't change. Nothing in your reality will change. It will stay the same. Does it mean that you need to change your job? No. No, there are no discs here. But your job is stagnant. Yes, you feel stuck there. Your job is stagnant. So what the universe wants for you is to start using your creativity to create something else, to start another form of income, to get a new form of income. It doesn't mean you have to leave your job yet. The universe wants you to use your creativity to do better with your expenses. Don't let go of your job just yet. But you need to start applying yourself to your own methods, to your own, what you're going to do for yourself. You need to find some other ways, using your creativity to create that and secure yourself. Because yes, your job is keeping you stuck, and your job is stagnant. So here's a key that'll help you in the future. It's the Four of Wands, and it's reversed. So this card is saying that it's not going to be easy to work and use your creativity to secure yourself, to try and do both, to have two jobs basically. It's not going to be easy. You're going to have to really prioritize and be flexible, and be very disciplined. But if you can work on creating something for yourself, and you can manage to balance both of these, and you can stay disciplined, and you can keep a good routine that works for you, and at some point you will be able to let go of your job. Your own creative projects will start securing you, and you will be able to let go of your job. But in the meantime, while you're still building something for yourself, you need to still use your job and get that income to help, to keep your expenses covered until your own creative projects can create more than your job is creating. And that's what I'm getting from this spread for you, is start creating something else. Start building something else for yourself. You don't have to let go of your job just yet. Hang on to it for a while. Balance the two. But you got to start doing something else with your creativity. Because you got so much creative potential that is not being tapped. And you need to start tapping into it and using it. So I want to welcome all of our new viewers. Dying Light. Dying Light, I don't know where you went to earlier, but you didn't give me your question. Cardio is good for 2 hours, yes. Cardio is good for 1 hour. Cardio is good for 30 minutes. 2 hours a week. That's all you need. Next up is Hia on YouTube. And yeah. Marshall seems to have left. Songbird seems to have left. Starburst has joined the queue. Thank you. You are after Hia. Shelby, welcome back. It's been a while. Hey, how are you? I'm okay. Thank you for asking. I hope you are too. What does March look like for you? Thank you for joining the queue. You are after Starburst. Then we have Shreya. Shreya is saying chances of getting PhD abroad this year. So Arpita, I give one free reading per viewer per stream. So if you'd like a second reading, please send a tip, and that'll put you into the queue for a second time. How is Karen currently feeling towards Hia? First card here is Queen of Swords reversed. So basically, Karen seems to have wanted something. Karen wanted intellectual stimulation. Karen wanted a good intellectual relationship where you could have deep, thoughtful and meaningful conversations. And as a result of the last time you guys had a discussion, Karen started to feel a little bit hopeless about this. She started to feel like that wasn't something you were able to give. A stimulating intellectual discussion wasn't something she was going to find from you. And that made her feel a little bit hopeless and discouraged. Present interval is a 3 of discs reversed, so Karen is feeling like she's a third wheel. She's feeling like there's someone else. Like she is second choice, not first choice. She's feeling quite convinced that you're talking to other women, that you're trying to build relationships, sexual relationships with other women at the same time as her. And that is not, it's not helping your case. It's making her feel like she's worth more and should be looking elsewhere. Future interval is the 8 of discs reversed. This one is difficult to interpret from the perspective of how she's feeling. This one seems to be more like advice or a warning for you. It's saying you're gonna have to make some changes. Some changes to your health and fitness and your physical habits. Or the universe is going to do it for you. There is an imbalance in your physical environment. The kind of person that is in a long-standing relationship with Karen, you are not that person currently. If you want to become that person, some changes are going to have to happen. Thank you so much. Got some tea. Very nice. Yeah, you're going to have to make some shifts in your habits, your physical habits, so like your eating habits, dietary habits, exercising habits, fitness habits, spending habits. Those kinds of things are clashing with Karen. And so you got to decide, is she worth it? Is she worth those changes? Is she worth making all of those changes and letting go of that kind of habits and lifestyle? Or are you gonna move on and try and yeah, is she worth it? Because the person, your habits and your lifestyle are not the kind of habits or lifestyle that are compatible with a long-standing relationship with Karen. So if you want that, you're gonna have to change your lifestyle and change your habits. So you gotta decide if it's worth it. We've got Starburst up next. Starburst says, now does Kay see me as Bella? Yes or no? I think I claimed that title back. Okay. What do the spirits have to say regarding Karen and Starburst? Does Kay see Starburst as Bella? That back and forward swinging is a yes, and it gave like a very sudden clockwise spin as soon as I asked the question, which yeah, it implies that you did claim it. You made it happen. It wasn't gonna happen otherwise. And the tarot wants to say to you, don't start distracting yourself now. Don't become debaucherous now. Feel like you've made it and you can, yeah, start watching series endlessly, smoking, overeating. Don't go and be debaucherous because you feel like you've accomplished your goal, because that'll cause you to lose that title again. Stay focused. Stay focused, set new goals and move towards them. Continue to be authentic and present yourself the way you have been. That was the 7 of Cups, by the way. Cool. Looking forward to seeing you again, Starburst. Thank you for joining me again today. And so up next in the queue would be Shreya on Facebook. Thank you for confirming your question, Songbird. We're going to see if Shreya is here. Shreya on Facebook, let me know if you are still here. Otherwise, we're moving on. Marshall Johnson was actually also in the queue, and I forgot about Marshall. Marshall, are you here? Because it actually goes Marshall, and then Songbird, and then Shavi, and then Shreya. But it looks like Shreya's already gone. It looks like everybody's gone except Songbird. So Songbird, you're up next. You'd like to know if you will move out of your guardian's house before your birthday in May. How can Songbird make this a reality? Will Songbird be moving out of his or her guardian's house before their birthday? So the pendulum is swinging with a yes. It's giving an anti-clockwise, which is saying it's not going to be the way you expect it to be. So it wants you to let go of the attachment or expectation, because you're most likely going to be moving out before your birthday. It's saying yes. There is still a chance that you could change that. You could choose to stay. But also it's saying that moving out is not going to be what you're hoping for. There's going to be a lot of things you didn't anticipate, a lot of emotional experiences, and yeah, it's just not going to be everything that you're expecting. And now some advice from the tarot. Queen of Cups. Oh, the Queen of Cups is saying the exact same thing, saying let go of attachments to outcome, otherwise you're going to be disappointed. You got to let go of expectations, expecting it to be a certain way or to feel a certain way, or for things to happen in a certain way, and that attachment to the outcome is detrimental. Yeah, the way you're expecting to feel when you move out is not how you're actually going to feel. The Queen of Cups is looking into the water, and the water is disturbed, so her reflection is not clear. So that's basically what is going on. You're looking into the future, and you're saying that's what it'll feel like, and that's what it's going to be like when I move out. But the water is disturbed. That reflection that you're seeing is not clear. It's not accurate. It's not going to be the way you're expecting or hoping. Welcome, Patty. You're welcome, Songbird, and thank you. Thank you for liking this video. I hope you will share it as well. Actually, don't stress too much because I'm going to close now. So this is me calling out the last call for anyone to join the queue. And the last chance for those who did join the queue to let me know what their question is or if they're still here. We had a Dying Light. We had a Shavi. We had a Marshall. Cool, so Millie's joining the queue. We had a Shreya. Would love to know about the future of my relationship with Alok. Is it true love? We can't marry each other. Sorry to hear that. I'm gonna ask the universe for some general guidance for you and some general advice regarding this relationship. And then I'm gonna go ahead and close the stream, and yeah, the next one will be on Wednesday. Not doing tarot though. Next stream we're doing spells and healing and scrying and all kinds of other magical things, but not tarot. What general guidance and advice does the universe and the spirits thereof have for the one known as Millie regarding this relationship with Alok? So we've got a Prince of Wands reversed as your first card. So this is saying that you have felt cornered. Your desires have felt cornered, like there's no way that they could ever realize that there's no way you could move forward towards them, that they're stagnant and that's the end of it. There's nothing to be done. Even though there's so much passion and so much motivation to tap into yourself and find a solution and make it work, you still feel like it's cornered, like no matter how much energy you pour into finding a solution, the breakthrough is just not happening and isn't possible. But this is coming to a close. This card is in the past. Your present interval is the Empress reversed. So the Empress reversed, it talks to me about your mother crossing the situation and his mother. Like the reason you say you can't marry, it's because of decisions and the perception and the behaviors of the mother in the situation, the mother of you or the mother of him, or both. But it's their influence that seems to be crossing the situation, that's crossing this love and this future. So the mother is making this she wants to defend her children. She wants to protect them from harm and things that she perceives as danger. And she wants to nourish them and grow them, and she's willing to make sacrifices that hurt her in order to make sure that you have the future that she believes is right for you. And so the decisions she's making that are keeping you apart, keeping you away from Alok, it's because she believes that's right. But this card is reversed, so it is indicating that it's more of a self-justification, like she's telling herself she's doing these things to protect you, but really what's going on is she wants you to become who she has planned for you to become. She has this vision and this idea of who Millie is and who Millie's going to be, and so Alok doesn't fit in with that. So she needs to exclude Alok to make sure you still become who she's planned for you to become. And that is not the way it should work with our children. The only advice that this card has for you is that you honor your mother and you stop fighting her. You don't have to agree, but honor her and be respectful towards her even in your disagreements. And that might touch her heart in just the right way. Well, either way it doesn't really matter, because what's in the future is some big changes for you, your whole lifestyle. It's number 8. So this is saying the universe is about to bring new people into your life and present you with new circumstances and new events that are you're going to have to adapt to. You're going to have to make changes. The old person that you were, you're going to have to let go of in order to fit in with the new reality. And this reality that the universe is about to bring you, these circumstances, these people, it's all more authentic to who you are. So the plan for you and who you're going to become, the future that's right for you and aligned for you and authentic for you, these changes and these adaptations that you're going to have to go through will bring you into that place where you are aligned and balanced and authentic. So it might seem difficult, and you might not want to let go of the old. You might not want to let go of your attachments to Alok and the old, but the changes the universe is bringing is to bring you closer to who you're supposed to be and who you truly are. And that's your reading here. So I'm not seeing much of a future with Alok, but I am seeing a future where you become who you need to be and who you really are truly on the inside. And that doesn't rule out the possibility though of being with Alok. It doesn't take it off the table. But I think a lot is going to change, and you're going to realize that you are an energetic match for a lot more than you thought you were worthy of. You're going to realize that the universe has a lot more in store for you than you thought. A lot more in store for you than you had in store for you. And yeah, that's what I'm getting from these cards for you. So that concludes your reading. Thank you very much. I hope you will like and share and give me a follow. Much appreciation. You're welcome. And yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and close the stream now. I've updated my schedule, so Fridays and Sundays I'm going to be doing this same time, a little bit longer. Today we only did 2.5 hours. I want to be doing 3 hours on Friday and Sunday at this time. And then on Wednesday I'm going to be doing something entirely different. We're going to be doing all kinds of other magical stuff. So on Friday and Sunday we will do the tarot and pendulum. And on Wednesday we're going to do 4 hours. It's going to be from, so this stream was from 6:30 until 9. It's now 9. Wednesday will be from 1 p.m. until 5 p.m. Yeah, that's GMT +2. And Friday and Sunday will be from 6 p.m. till 9 p.m. with tarot and pendulum. I am wishing you all abundance and wealth beyond measure. As much as I wish this upon my own life, I wish it upon everyone else as well. So, Ameen. So mote it be. And I will see you on Wednesday.